Today I'm going to be doing a mod that I probably should have done a long time ago, and that is hood lifting gas struts. Picked up this little kit. It has the gas struts and the brackets for it. It looks really easy, so I'm going to walk you through it step by step to show you exactly how to install this kit. So if you want to learn more, stay tuned. Alright, so let's start with what comes in the kit. So basically you get two of these style brackets, which are going to go on the lower part. You use all existing bolts for this. There's no bolts, you just use the existing ones, loosen them up, throw these brackets in, tighten them back down, and then attach your gas struts and you're done. So you get two of these small ones that go down on the bottom, then you get two of these longer ones that go up on the top on the actual hood itself, and then again you just attach these gas struts to these two brackets and you're good to go. So we're going to start by loosening these two bolts right back here. One is currently holding my ditch lights, but no biggie. Again, I'm just going to loosen it up. There should still be enough thread on there to get both these brackets on this same spot. Then once we loosen that one, we're going to loosen this one down here on the fender, and that is where the lower bracket is going to go. All right, so we're going to start up top. These are 12mm bolts up here. Now, one thing to remember is that this is literally what holds your hood to this, so do it one side at a time so that it doesn't come off. Just kind of keep your hands on it. I'm going to, again, put my ditch lights back up there, and then I'm going to put the bracket on over top of it. It does go like this, though, with the ball joint sort of facing out. So after you get the top one done, then you want to remove the bottom one. That one is a 10mm. You can see this is the passenger side. The nice thing is the way these are designed is they're kind of idiot-proof, so you know, it kind of fits down in this channel the way that it is, and then this is going to line up with that, and you're just going to mount your struts right to this ball joint and then right up to that ball joint up there, and then that's pretty much it. Now, one note is for now, I'm going to have to go get a new nut for this, but these have like no thread for the first couple millimeters, so I couldn't get it to grab onto the nut with both this and my ditch light on it. Obviously, if you did not have a ditch light, it would probably be really easy to do. So I turned it around for now and just used an open-ended wrench on it just to get that on there, and then I'm going to have to figure out a more permanent solution. But just FYI, I wanted to point that out. With a ditch light bracket, it does get pretty tight in there, so you may have to figure something out on your nut, or worst case, turn it around like I've done here and then just get it as tight as you can. So then once you've got your brackets on, then you're ready to install your gas struts. One note is that in the instructions, they do show the gas strut itself and is at the bottom on the passenger side with the piston going up to the top of the hood, and then it's the reverse on the other side. So on the driver's side, it shows the gas piston being on the top with the piston down on the bottom. So just FYI, again, you'll figure that out because it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you go to put it on, one's has a hole on one side and the other is on the reverse side because you've got a pole here and you've got one facing the other direction, so you do just have to line them up. So once you get everything installed, the last step is going to be to attach these gas struts to their little ball pivot balls. To do that, you are going to have to lift up and take out the stick that holds it up normally, because that will kind of limit its travel. But then once you take this out, you can lift it up, line it up, and boom, just like that, snaps in, and now this one's holding it. I'm going to come over and do this one over here. Same thing, boom. So then once you get that done, you can see that it is now being fully supported by the gas struts. You can just lower it down like normal, close your hood, pop it back up, and it's going to hold itself up. So no more messing with the stick that holds the thing up. Amazing. So then the last thing is, you know, obviously now this sort of stick is in the way. It's actually really easy to remove. If you just kind of twist it, you'll notice that it starts to kind of turn, and it just sort of twists in there. So all you got to do is turn it a little bit and then pop that thing right out. I'm going to throw it in a box where I keep all my old stock parts, just in case I ever need it. But then going forward, I will just use the gas struts to open and close the hood. And it'll be much easier to open and close this thing. And it opens a little bit wider than stock, so got a little bit more room for working on the engine or, you know, doing maintenance, that sort of thing. One note is that if you do have ditch brackets like I do, make sure, so the way these work is they basically have like a big slot in them, so you can kind of adjust them in and out as much as you need to. In my case, they need to be right up against the hood. So when I went to try and close it the first time, it wouldn't close, and it was because these brackets were hitting. So make sure if you do have those that you push them back in, get them lined back up before you tighten everything down, and then you should be good to go. All right, so let's test close the hood. Just like that. All right, guys, so as you saw, really super easy install, right? Not a lot. I mean, actually, my ditch lights were the hardest part of it, but it still probably took me 15, 20 minutes to do, even with a couple of issues that I had with the ditch lights. But hopefully this video will save you time, right? Hopefully this will allow you to avoid the mistakes that I made. So make sure your ditch lights are lined up. If you've got those, make sure you've got a big enough, thick enough nut at the end that you can get it to latch onto that bolt. But other than that, if you're just doing a stock hood, these things are amazing. And for the money, like, God, it's going to be so much easier to open this thing. The stick's out of the way now. It's amazing. So I did want to point out too that it does come with some really nice sort of step-by-step instructions with pictures and everything that made this a breeze. So that's much appreciated because a lot of these I feel like don't come with those. And then one other thing is it did come with these two little weird brackets. I don't know if this is maybe something that you need for other applications that they just ship out with all of them or what. They're in the pictures and the install instructions and they came in the kit, but I don't have a use for them. And actually in the install instructions, they don't mention installing them at all. So again, maybe this is for a different use, but if you're doing it on a Frontier, you don't need these things. All right, guys, so that was pretty much it. Again, there will be a link in the description below to the one that I got. If you want to get that exact same one, these things are pretty great and they were really easy to install. Also in the description below will be links to all my other social media channels, so if you want to come hang out somewhere else, I'd love to have you. Come be part of the crew. There is also a link to Patreon and the Newbie Overlanders Facebook group down there, so if you're interested in either one of those, I'd love to have you there as well. But again, thanks for watching. If you're into Nissans or do-it-yourself overlanding stuff or gear reviews, definitely consider subscribing, and thanks again.